Welcome to Marriage Monday with Jeremiah and Savannah Jennings. The Jennings own Growing Green Landscapes and are very happily married. In this podcast, Jeremiah and Savannah discuss the wins, losses, good times, bad times, and everything in between pertaining to owning a business while maintaining a healthy marriage along the way. We hope you enjoy the show.
What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in to episode today here on the Growing Green Podcast. This is your host, Jeremiah Jennings, and I'm super excited to come to you today with another fresh episode for your Monday. Welcome into another Marriage Monday here. Excited to start the week strong with each and every one of you, and with my beautiful co-host, Savannah. How are you?
I'm good.
Excited to be here?
Always.
Before we started this show, you said, I'm in a happy, fun-going mood, so let's do a show.
I did say that.
Are you excited?
I am.
Why are you so excited?
I'm just happy to be here. What's wrong with that?
No, the truth is that you're 48 hours from being kid-free for
several days.
36 hours, or no.
Several days. Can we just say that?
72 hours, yeah.
Yep, I sure am. That's not why, though. We had a good weekend. And it was just fun to be together and spend, I feel like we had a true weekend. You know what I mean? Like, some of our weekends recently have been so busy. They've just felt like, this is going to sound dumb because it's still true, days of the week. The weekend is a day of the week.
Yeah.
But it has just felt like a weekday. Like, we've just had so much happening and going on. We've not had restful weekends in any fashion, you know?
Yes, very much so. And it's a dangerous thing. We've talked about this book, Ruthless Elimination of Hurry. A lot of good principles in there. And I think the American lifestyle is the opposite of that. And it's tough to get all the sports and all the this and all the that in 5 days. And then, you try to cram more into the weekend and just gets, you get overloaded. But before you know it, sports are taking place at church. Other things are taking place at church. And it's just, it's a dangerous slope really to get into. It's going to be interesting to see, how we navigate this, how we be very intentional as we continue to raise kids and keep our priorities straight. Because, again, at this time in life already, our weekends are packed, and so
right, we already feel this way. I can't imagine how people feel that have big kids and they have their own schedules. Our kids is our schedule, other than a birthday party for them or whatever it may be, but.
That be true. But what I want to get into today is, we won't stay here super, super long. We are excited. The Equip is this week. If you're listening today, well, you can still get into the show with a discount, but it's going to be $60 to get into the show instead of $120. So that's a good thing. But 24 hours ago, it would have been $30. You missed that. But you can still use code GG50. Get in the door for $60 instead of $120, and we'll see you on Tuesday in Kentucky. It's going to be a great couple of days together. It's the Super Bowl of the green industry. It's going to be just a fantastic time. Tons of events, tons of things happening, networking opportunities, learning opportunities. So much to be going around up there. I can't wait to see y'all in Louisville. But what we're going to get into today is Two things in particular. I think they play off of what you said a minute ago. Just like we had a fun weekend, we had a good weekend, we had to connect, and the first is I want to talk about truly listening to your spouse and the impact that has both ways, when you do and when you don't. I think that a lot of things in your relationship happen because of that, whether it be doing it well or a lack thereof. And it's a very prominent thing. And this is, we say communication. This is not, communication is not where I'm going with this. That's actually not the way that I want to go today. I want to just talk about specifically receiving whatever your spouse is telling you.
Yeah.
Or showing you. Making sure that you see that. And then I want to also talk about a little bit about creating some intentional family moments. These two kind of tie together, and we'll walk through them today and dive in. So stay with us. We got a lot to get into. Let's get ready to rock and roll here into the show. But you take it away. You tell me your thoughts on listening. What does listening mean to you, like listening to your spouse well?
I think one way that you can do that, first of all, I think it's important to, like in all of these scenarios, whether or not it's like something simple or like okay. I think if you're going to have a conversation that is a little more involved, then you need to kind of prepare the other person for that. Like a prime example is, you asked me something about like the budget or something earlier, but it was like just a one-off question. Those conversations for me are a little more involved. Like I kind of have to mentally prepare myself for those conversations. And so I usually like some warning, like if we're going to have that conversation. And then like, that's funny. That was just like what came to my mind. But like setting your partner up for success in that, so that they can listen well and they can be in that right mental space or whatever, I think is helpful. Because sometimes it's hard to hear where you're coming from if I'm not in a space to do that. Does that make sense?
Yes, very much so. Time and place for everything as well. Right?
Yeah.
In whatever you're saying that you want your spouse to listen to, there is a time and place to talk about it. So make sure you're saying that at the right time in the right tone. And that does go back to communication, but that's not what I want to go down too much today. Listening really, to me, communicates value. It's like what you're saying really matters. And this is something that we've had like conversations about over the 5 years we've been married. And that's an area that I like lack in doing well is, and I think I've gotten better at it, but especially like the first 3 years probably being married, 4 years of you would say things and you would feel like it was in one ear, not the other, because like my head would be in so many places, do so many different things, and that's not right. That's not a good reason. And you would, it's just how the conversations went it was like whatever you said didn't matter.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like it wasn't, you did not feel valued at all.
Right.
Because it sounded like you were just like, I was just writing you off.
Yeah. Well, because it was like, you can hear, you could listen really well in that moment, but there was no, no change or no impact from the conversation. It was just kind of like, okay. And then we would move on. And I think that is how you listen well. Like sometimes listening is also taking action, not just hearing what you said, but responding to it in a way that isn't just verbal.
Correct.
That makes you feel heard,
Yes, because you can actually see that like the other person did take something away from it.
Right.
And,
you're like, oh, you did hear what came out of my mouth.
Exactly.
Cool.
Yeah, you did. You did. And, this is kind of childlike, but a way to do that, like, because I see here, and the reason I say that is, like, I'll tell Jack something, and I will literally make him repeat to me what I said before he goes, like, I'm like, what did I say? And he will literally make me repeat it. And when he repeats it to me, he understands it better. Like, he processes it, unlocks something in his head that he does. You could literally repeat something back to someone and ask questions before you, like, give a good answer. So we're having a conversation. You could repeat what I just said and make you like reiterate. Okay, I'm listening. Like, this is what you're saying. This is what you mean. This is,
Yeah, that's closed loop communication.
Oh, look at you with these big fancy words.
Yeah, No, really. Well, I'm not gonna say that on here. It's really just how you're supposed to like respond in a code. So nobody really wants to hear that, but. When you're saving people's lives, people want to know that you heard what they said. So, anyways, that's that. Not to change the subject.
Okay, well, closed loop communication, folks.
No, come on, it's not just in healthcare, right? Like that's you verify what you heard, you confirm. Yeah,
this kind of goes into what we talked about today a little bit in our small group is multitasking. And multitasking well, right? There are times and places where you do multitask doing certain things.
Right.
There are times and places when you don't. You can multitask doing some things, but don't cross the genre, right? So you're parenting and you're doing multiple things parenting.
I really appreciated that.
That was a good analogy. Because
I feel like the room was we haven't even debriefed on that.
Yeah.
It was starting to kind of like well, I don't know that this is the
Yeah.
direction we're supposed to be taking this in. And she kind of reined it back in. And, you know,
You know who you are. Good job. Good job.
We were talking about multitasking and just like, you know, you think you're being efficient, but you're not doing things
A
effectively.
couple more of those and Shawn will respond on the show.
Right. And how, you know, you're not able to do things effectively and as intentionally. And it therefore is like.
Well, you didn't even let me get the analogy out.
Yeah.
Finished either you do it or I do it.
I was getting there.
Yeah.
But how like you know, when you try to do too many things at one time, obviously you don't do them well, right? And so we were talking about how it feels unrealistic to say don't multitask, like especially as parents, as a business owner, or whatever. But she kind of brought up the point that
it is unrealistic,
right? But there is a way to like you multitask within certain things. So like as a mom, like I'm multitasking all the time, but I'm not multitasking in the sense of I'm trying to be a mom and I'm trying to be intentional with Jeremiah and I'm trying to be a good friend. Like I'm trying to play all these different roles at the same time. Like an example of that practically for you would be trying to answer work emails at the dinner table and consider that trying to get work done, considering that family time, like with Jack, and then also considering that like me, like time with me, you know, like you're trying to knock out 3 birds with 1 stone. Spend time with my kid, be a good parent, respond to emails, and be intentional with my wife. Like you cannot do all of that at the same time like that. But it's very possible, like to parent, be doing a bunch of things at one time, you know, like I'm cooking dinner, possible. Jack needs this, blah, 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 like laundry's going, dishes, I'm unloading the dishwasher, dinner's on the stove, somebody needs a snack, taking into diaper, like that is very much real, and you do that. But crossing genres is not. It's not even genres. Like I don't even know why we're saying that word.
I like that. That's what came to mind.
Well, it's like, you know, types, like roles in your life. Mm-hmm. That probably makes a little more sense.
So with that, make sure that you are not trying to multitask in the middle of a conversation or something that your spouse is trying to tell you, right?
Yeah, that too.
So you want to, and again, it goes back to time and place. Perfect example of this for us, real life example. We were trying to book flights the other day.
Oh, this was a fun conversation. Y'all ever been so humbled by your kid? We are literally not like fighting, but like
no, we were never close to fighting. We were just talking.
No, we were like just disagreeing. We were talking, but we were not using our normal tone of voice with each other. We'll just say that. Jack is in the room with us, and he just says, "Guys, calm down." And we were like, okay, whatever. Anyways, maybe we're the only people on the planet that's happened to, but yeah.
Yeah. Needless to say, he was the reason for that. But
yeah. Don't get it twisted. Like he was being psychotic, but then told us to calm down.
Exactly.
So
he was the reason.
He was the reason that we were
chaotic.
having to raise our voice like that. But it's fine.
We were trying to book flights. Something was happening. Kids were going crazy, right? And it was just one of those things like time and place. Why are we having this conversation in the middle of this?
I'm so glad that you're admitting that. So glad.
Oh, you could have persevered and pushed through, but anyway.
That's not what you just said, though.
Well, all we needed to do is press one button. That's all that was left. We had made it that far. You
were trying to have a back and forth conversation.
We should get Zach to do the calm down and put it on the board.
Yeah.
For the button.
Yeah, that would be good.
So when you start talking like this, I can just tell you.
Oh, okay. Well, no, actually, you decided that was the right time to have that conversation. So I said, I don't think this is the time and place. And you said, well, just do it real quick.
When you want to communicate something key, something important, do it in the right place so that it can be received well.
Right.
Don't try to communicate something important.
Especially if it's something that is like needs reciprocating, you know? Like it was a conversation. Like we were discussing that.
Yes.
It wasn't just something that I was being told. You know what I mean? Which is also different.
Also, when you think about listening and like how can I process something, and it goes back to like repeating the question to someone. most times in marriage, the problem and the argument stems from a misunderstanding, not like a true disagreement. I don't disagree with what you're saying. You just don't understand the context. You don't understand what it was or what it means, right? Like, and that comes from not being able to listen well and not being able to actually get to the root cause of or your heart behind whatever you're saying. Because if you say something to me and I automatically get defensive about it, right? It's just a misunderstanding of what your heart is behind it, right? Or what the reasoning is behind it. You may not actually disagree with. I may not disagree with you on whatever it is. It's just that I don't understand truly and fully to the extent of what the reasoning is behind it. Mm-hmm. And the only way you can get to that full understanding is actually listening and working through getting to the point of whatever it is you're saying. So,
yeah,
that was interesting. Interesting for me to think about. My voice, if it sounds like it's going, it is going, folks. Savannah, you take the show.
Yeah, Jeremiah made what he likes to call a BLD, and we decided, I would say, relatively last minute to go to the Auburn game. And
I did pretty good, though. I did not yell hard at all.
I was pretty impressed that you did not yell a ton, especially
yeah.
with that game. I mean, but he already had been feeling not like under the weather seriously, but
it's a cold from the kids. That's all it is.
Yeah, but
sore throat.
Right. So, but still enough to affect your voice a little bit.
Yeah.
And then decided that we should go to the Auburn game, and we have a quip. And he always loses his voice there. So I was like, you know what? You're just going to have to tough it out, and you're going to have to deal with it.
Before we move on, a couple things that you can think about going in, like talking about listening and multitasking, things like that. A practical way to do that, don't have your phone during conversations. Like, that is really, we have struggled with that in the past of like having conversations and one of us not fully being there.
Right.
Put your phone down, put it up, put it in the other room, like get rid of it. Make sure it's not a distraction for you. Do the repetition, right? Repeat that. And ask questions. Ask questions to get to the root of whatever the issue is or whatever the heart is actually trying to say. Because a lot of times you do disagree. You do actually agree. It's just you don't understand what the reasoning is behind it.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
So you talk about listening, right? And you talk about what does listening look like? How do you actually do that? How do you relay that? So you figure out how to relay the questions, right? You communicate well. You can listen and receive. So then at that point, you need to know what are some ways that you can actually see positive change in your family, in your day-to-day life. And that comes somewhat, maybe, here's an example, right? Here's an example is one of your spouse, you or the other one, comes to the other and says, okay, I don't feel like I'm going to ever be able to see again because Savannah just blinded us in forever. My eyes are gone.
Oh, sorry. I turned our overhead light on.
Yeah.
Womp womp. Get over it.
We don't feel like we're connecting, like we're spending good time together. We don't have quality time, this, that, and the other. I think one of the best cures for that is spending, like, and for just overall disagreements and communication issues, period, for us, is like really getting serious about spending quality time together, intentional time together. We easily slip into the trap of like always going and doing, just because we both are people that like don't like sitting at home. We like getting out. We like going and hang out with friends, doing things, going to events, this, that, and the other. But that really leads you into that busy lifestyle very quickly.
Well, and honestly, we've kind of fallen into the trap, and I didn't really realize it until today. We were talking about, just like slowing and whatever, and your kids, and like, like them always being entertained and that, this, and the other. And I realized like so much of our thing is because we think that Jack needs to go, or he is going to like get so bored at home and like get antsy and stuff. And like, I think we hadn't even talked about this, but like we've created that a little bit, you know, like we stay out of the house so much that when we do stay home, we feel like he struggles a little bit. But like the answer to that is not to keep going, you know? So, part of that is we've created that.
Especially when home is like your place, your safe place.
Right.
They should be able to be here and just like be happy.
Right.
And we've seen that. We've seen some positive change in that in the last couple weeks about Jack's just getting more and more like his imagination is growing. And so he's getting more and more independent as far as like he's playing much better as far as just creating, right? He's getting creative. He tells us to pretend all the time. He'll say something, I'm like, we don't have that. He's like, you can just pretend. You can just pretend. And so doing that more and more has been really nice to see because it has shown me that like he doesn't have to have everything. He doesn't have to need all the stuff.
Right. Well, and I was even more like I've really become much better about it. I feel like, you know, you would probably agree since I've stayed home. Like I used to never stay at home like this. Like it's nothing for me. I don't know if this is common for people. It's nothing for me to like maybe leave the house once a day. And it could be just like going through a drive, like just going to get something and coming home or dropping Jack off and picking him up. There are some days I don't even leave. That doesn't happen super often.
Yeah.
But I feel like we as a family, when the four of us are together, never do that.
Correct, yeah.
And that's what I feel like we're trying to be intentional about changing, about slowing down as a family, not just me, not just you. The time that we have all four of us together, using that intentionally and slowing down and just being together and being present with each other.
Yeah, and it doesn't mean you have to go and do big things, right? You don't have to go on crazy vacations to get away and relax, right? Like,
no,
it can start in the home doing very simple stuff. Like, you can literally start having dinner without phones at your table, right? Leave your phones in your room and have dinner together, just the four of you. No screens, no nothing, no distractions, just like have dinner and talk.
Right.
Some of you with older kids, you should definitely be doing that, right? Like, I should not say should. I think it would be good for you to do that. I should not be telling you to do things. The only thing that I can say should for is if it's a biblical command. That's it. That's my one thing. I try not to say you should do anything. I think it would be a good idea to do that. One thing that we like doing, I like doing this more than Savannah, but I really love going on walks, just like the four of us.
Yeah.
You used to like it a lot more. I don't know why you don't like it as much anymore.
I just like that's something that I do without
I
you.
guess, yeah.
So that
yeah,
like,
she's replaced me. So
I've not replaced you. That's just I don't know. I'm always too. I don't know what it is. I don't know if I'm physically tired at the end of the day. I think that's what it is. I think I'm physically tired, and I don't want to go walk around with them restrained any longer.
Maybe, yeah.
I don't know. No telling.
Yeah, but for me, like we have a very good walking area here, 10 minutes from the house, and we do that all the time. If I ever have the kids at night and it's just me, we're usually probably going. It gets out in nature, gets looking around. It's just like just peaceful.
Yeah.
Again, this doesn't really work for us right now, just the stage of life we're in. But game nights, movie nights, sit and relax and watch something, or just play games together. And the one that does fit our life right now, though, is like talking before bed. Jack he does that a lot, and just recap the day, talk about something random, talk about Bible stories, do something, right? Just to slow and connect together. Our kids, Jack's gonna watch us and how we communicate and talk to each other, and that's how he's gonna learn to do the same thing, right? Like he's gonna follow in our footsteps. So if he sees and grows up in a home where we're intentional in communication, we're intentional in time together, he sees that we do this, we don't do this, right? then that's going to affect him as he grows in a positive way.
Right.
And, tonight, literally tonight, we're talking about this right now, but tonight we had a great night. Like, we stayed home and spent quality family time together going into the week.
It was so good. Like, we needed it so bad. And it was kind of one of those things where I would argue that a lot of people will do something, they'll hear this and they'll do it, and then they will, go to bed thinking, like, I did not realize how badly we needed that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I did not realize how much we really needed that time together, just our family. Because, again, like, good things, all fun, all busy, intentional time, going and doing with other people around you. Or something that we had gotten maybe just as personal for us, like, Jeremiah and I have kind of been like passing ships just with like the logistics of our schedules.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, even if one of us is home with the kids, the other's gone, so it's like the four of us being together. I just keep stressing that, because even if you have intentional time with the kids, or you're at home, or you're slowing, the other one's gone. And so it's not that true family intentional time as a unit. So
yeah, and you can attest this. I've been saying this for a while now. Like how important that is, and you get to a point where you realize it's not happening. Like, you get to when you realize it's not happening, then it's like, okay, like, no, this needs to get fixed, and you have to choose things to like let go of. You have to choose areas to change, areas to.
Yeah, it's just like about looking at your priorities and saying like, where am I spending all my time? Is that where it should be? We talked about the cut list or whatever in small group earlier in the book, and it's like, have I let things fall below? Yeah. And for us, like, we had like that. This family
one of
time
the most
together
important things
had fallen below. Like, we were getting everything in. We were getting there. We were showing up where we needed to show up, and not saying no and to anything. But then we took a step back and we're like, but what about time together as a family? What about this? So, because there are certain things that like we can't not say, like, you can't say no to, right? Like, you can't say no to going to work every day.
Mm-hmm.
You can't say no to, there are certain responsibilities that you have, right? So, like, I understand that. But what you do have control over, what are you letting it take the place of?
Yeah. What are you saying is more important than time with your family? Yeah. Right? Like that, and investing into your kids and investing into your spouse, right? Those are things you have to think about. Yeah. Because every time you're not doing that, something is taking that time over it.
Right.
And I'm not saying everything you're doing outside of that's bad, right? Like, there are good things to be doing, but that is taking time over investing into each other. And so think about that and make sure that is something that you're actually
because
considering.
I don't know. I would even argue take it a step further and challenge it to be like totally unscheduled, unplanned time, right? Yeah. Like, you can't consider it like us going to, like, I would even say like us taking Jack to Pump It Up or like somewhere, or like
that's an agenda.
If your kids have a soccer game but your whole family's there, I'm not saying that doesn't count as some family time, but that's not what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Like that's multitasking right there. That's you getting your kid's soccer game and counting intentional family time, and that's not the same thing. That's not the 4 or 5, however many of you together without others around. Like, I mean, not that you can't.
With no agenda,
just to enjoy each
other.
Like,
I'll give you an example tonight. We literally had nothing. Like, we just
we just decided going into the week, we came out of a crazy week. We're going into a week that we're going to be away from the kids. We were like, we want to be together. We need to stay home. We had no plans other than just like, getting ready for the week and being together. But,
we did nothing other than, I say that. We did do stuff, right? But we did stuff organically. We just
there was no.
You got things done around the house that you wanted to do, right? Like you wanted to get a start on these. I got things done around here that I wanted to do. All while spending, like, you had time with Tate, I had time with Jack, and then we randomly ended up cooking hot dogs over the fire on the patio. Like,
yeah, Jack was literally just rolling around in the grass.
Jack played in the grass. Like, we put up a portable light in the backyard and sat out there for an hour after dark. Like, and we just talked. Like, nobody was on their phones. We were literally just hanging out, and Jack was running around. Tate was happy. Like,
yeah.
And we're just in the beginning of that. Like, once Tate gets mobile,
oh my gosh,
like, they're just going to go play in the yard, and we're going to let them go. And so it was truly, truly heartwarming.
It was.
To, like, feel that tonight. And if you haven't felt that in a long time, I highly suggest you to do it. You got to say no to something sometimes. You got to say no. And it's a tough decision to do. But again,
it's your family.
It's the most important people to you are the ones you should be spending time with.
Yeah.
So it's
agreed.
It's one of those things, like, it's not always easy to do. It's not easy. It does take effort, but the reward on the effort is definitely worth it.
Yeah, and only we didn't even all go into it with like kumbaya, everybody smiling, singing, whatever. You know, it's like, and that what you might not always come out of it that way, but you know, it's time together, and we did. But honestly, like we did, like putting the kids to bed did feel that way. It was very like, oh my gosh, I feel very like reconnected. As a family, you know. Yeah,
like it was not. There was no stress. There was no arguing. There was no.
Yep.
You know, and that's what, like, going into, and you pick your day of the week as you want to do it, but for us, like, going into the week like this, you have the week ahead of you. We're about to leave, ready to go out of town. We're getting ready for a Monday. Not being stressed and rushed and pushed, like, those are the things that really matter to me. Like, we get to actually have time and sit here and just say, like, okay, like, here we go. Let's attack the week. Let's do it. Let's go into it together.
Right.
So just know that none of this stuff happens overnight, right?
Right.
Like, this is not, you don't just immediately start listening overnight. You don't start communicating well overnight. You don't just grow an intentional time all the time with your family overnight. It takes effort, and it takes sacrifice, and it takes accountability. So I just challenge you, whoever's listening, if you're listening with a family, without a family, you want to plan a family, just consider these things. What can you do? What's one action you can do this week to give yourself more intentional time? And family's your spouse, right? If it's just the two of you, just spend intentional time with your spouse. Take these things, these principles, and apply to the two of you. If you can apply to the two of you, do it. Because I promise you'll see positive change from it. Yeah. So that's just real life where we're at this week, and we're recharged. We really are reconnected. I'm excited to attack the week ahead. We're going to have an amazing weekend at Equip in Louisville. We're going to come home and get right back into the thick of things. We're going to be slinging Christmas lights. We're going to keep putting landscape projects in the ground and keep selling some maintenance contracts for next year, hopefully. So,
yep. Fun stuff.
You got anything else to add on to?
I don't think
no announcements?
I hope we don't have an announcement.
Be like church tithes and offerings announcements?
I don't think so. We got one day of craziness before we, I don't know. I feel like that's just
hit
what's
the road.
on my mind. Yeah,
that's it. So stay tuned to Instagram channels. I will tell you, I'm going to be in the John Deere booth on Wednesday from 1 to 3 p.m., I believe is the time on that. 1 to 3 p.m. on Wednesday doing some podcasts. So come by, hang out, say hey, grab some pictures with some cool equipment there. New things coming. And then 10 a.m. on Wednesday or 11. I think it's 10. I think it's 11. I don't know. I can never remember. And I said Wednesday.
Does the
Wednesday.
Time change?
Time does change. So I'm talking local time.
Okay.
Local time all the time.
Yeah, you should have all this stuff ready to go.
10 a.m. on Thursday, we'll be doing a talk out in the South Wing lobby going into the show. And it's going to be about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour talk, just talking through kind of how John Deere's helped us grow and what that has done for us. We're going to talk through some different things there. financing options, operations center, just ways that we've actually utilized them and they've helped us grow over the years. And they're just such an amazing partner to work with in our business, like our day-to-day landscape company. So we're going to be sharing that as well. And then we will be in the LMN booth too as well on Thursday at some point. I will let you know when that is. That's not dialed in for sure yet. But just stay tuned to Instagram at Growing Green Landscapes this whole week. You'll be seeing all of the stuff that's going on there in Kentucky. If you missed it, it's okay. Get some work done. Make up for it while you're not there. Get some work done. Sell some work. Produce some work. Make some time. Make the effort. Get to LAL in Michigan. I've had a couple guys reach out and want to sign up with that discount code that you heard last week. If you've never gone before and you want to get your first trip up there, maybe money's a little tight, or maybe just get a discount code, right? I'll take a discount code at all times. So if it's your first trip, you've been on the fence, you didn't really know about it, but you want to go check it out, reach out, let me know, shoot me a DM on Instagram or an email or something, and I'll give you that code. It's just for the first-time people that have never gone before, so if you are just procrastinating getting your ticket, but you're a fourth-year attendee, sorry, this code doesn't apply, but get your ticket still. We'll see you in Novi. November the 8th, but again, shoot me a message. Let me know if you're interested in going. I'm excited to see people there, guys investing into their businesses, into their life, their first time making this trip to Michigan. It's not cheap. It is an investment. It's a time investment. It's a monetary investment, but you will see the benefit from it. And you should say thanks to Brian for even allowing this to go on. Excuse me. For making the code available for you guys, and then all the sponsors come behind and put this thing on, so the ticket price is not $1,000, but instead it's $300. So reach out and let me know. It's 50% off ticket, and I hope that you can get there, and we'll see you on November the 8th in Novi, Michigan. But without any further ado, before my voice leaves me for good, because it's on the way out, I feel it. I thank you. We love you. Appreciate you. Care about you. If we can ever help you, reach out and let me know. But without any further ado, guys, let's wrap this episode up, and we look forward to catching up with everybody here on the next one.